Today I have in my hands what I think might be the cheapest LED tube light out there in the market. That doesn't suck. This is the Viltrox K60 and it looks like this. At the time of the making of this video, this light is only $60. You can also get the 2-set option, which is about 135 or 140, and that will give you as well 2 grids. Unfortunately, the single light version does not come with one of those, so you have to buy that separately if you're only getting one light. Another thing too is not to be confused with Keylight, which is Viltrox's sister brand that focused on lighting. Now it seems like they're kind of merging their brands, so this one is actually branded Viltrox, and I have a little light over there that's actually, let me show you. It's like the little sibling of this light, but this one's branded Keylight, and this one's back to Viltrox. So I think they're trying to figure things out in terms of branding, but this is the K21 and this is the K60. There are some really cool features on this light, but some cons, some things that I don't quite like, which I'll talk about later on in the video, so stay tuned. A little disclaimer that although this is not a sponsored video, Viltrox did send me this light to test out and to give it my honest thoughts. So a tube light or a wand light, depending how you want to call it, let me know in the comments below how you usually call these kind of lights. I call them tube lights, but let me know. So these lights are very versatile. You're able to use to accentuate the color of another light in your scene. You're able to use this as an accent light, just to hang it on the ceiling to give you some light from the top or from the side. You can use this as well even for a fill light or even a key light with a little bit of diffusion. I'll show you what it looks like with this as a key light as well, so you get an idea of whether you'll be able to use this as a key light in a pinch. And if you own a tube light, let me know what are some of your favorite ways of using it. So this is actually a very bright tube light at 20 watts, and it is only 1.25 pounds in weight, pretty lightweight. It is also 57 centimeters long, or about 22 inches, which makes it very usable for a variety of applications as opposed to that smaller tube light, which its uses are a little bit more limited. So let me test this as a key light to see what it looks like. So at about 10%, I really have to bring it this close, like almost a hand's length to my face for it to be good enough. But let's, turn it up a little bit more. At a quarter of a power at 25%, I have it just off to the side over here, and it actually doesn't look too bad. It's actually quite not too harsh either. So in a pinch, you probably will be able to use this as a fill light or even a key light like right now. So just a little bit off camera, a little bit off to the top, not too bad. One of the things that I like about this is because this is a little bit of a frosted cover, it sort of acts as a diffuser as well, softening the light that you get from this tube light. At 50% power, it's way brighter. I think I'm a little bit overexposed, but you get the idea. So this light is also highly color accurate with an RA of over 95 and a TLCI of over 97. It comes with a bunch of lighting effects, which it comes pretty standard on most of these lights nowadays. I can select a bunch of different effects, for example, like the TV effect, and it looks like I'm just watching TV, or like the firework effect, and it looks like there are fireworks outside my window. And even the police or the ambulance effect, which looks like there's an ambulance or a police car right outside my window as well. You get different modes of operation. So you get CCT operation, which gives you a color temperature from 2500 Kelvin all the way to 8500 Kelvin. So this light lasts about an hour and a half in the maximum output, but most of the time, I found myself not really using it at the maximum output, and even in the sample earlier, even at 25%, I was able to get a pretty decent and usable amount of lighting, even using it as a key light. But in most instances, I use this as a background light or an accent light, which means that I'll be using it at an even lower power output. This takes 2 to 4 hours to fully charge, depending on the USB charger that you're using. And if you do run out of power, you can run it via an external power supply. You're able to control the light via the buttons here and this mini screen over here. So we got the controls over here, we turn it on. You use the set button to toggle through the different modes, the different lighting effects. CCT, you press this button right here to toggle through the different options. So you got brightness, color temperature, There's the tint. You press set again to go to a different mode. So just take some time getting used to this. This is not the most intuitive to learn when you're using it for the first time. It does take a little bit of time to get used to it. They do have an app which makes controlling this light way easier. So their app is currently called the Keylight Pro app. I guess they're still with the old name until they figure out their branding, but that's the app that you want to download to control this light. And select the channel here to whatever channels you have set on your light. So channel 19A in this case. You toggle this button to turn it on, and now you can just turn on and off your light. There's CCT. You can adjust the brightness, the temperature. Let's go back to the previous one. HSL, like so. Another cool thing is that you can also adjust the saturation of that color in the HSL mode. Not just the brightness, but also that saturation of the color, which it's really, really cool. Here you can access all your effects from candlelight, flame, fireworks, fire truck, club, a bunch of different effects. And my favorite one is this color picker. This is the light, and I'm pointing it on my scene right here. The light here at the back. You can adjust the brightness of the light. Let's go over here. It's a little bit of a blue hue. Let's say this is the color I want. I can just go back here to the main menu and it'll keep that color. Another thing with this color picker too is that you can upload your own photo and pick a color from that photo. So I have this photo selected, and let's go with that. The balloon here. How about this? Very neat feature to have. But this brings me to the part of the video where I talk about the cons or the things that I don't quite like about this light. One thing is that unlike its sibling, this K21, this light is not magnetic. So this one has magnets on the top and bottom. So I can just attach it like this. But this one doesn't. And I don't know if it's a weight issue. It can't be, because it's only a little bit over a pound, so it's not even that heavy. So that's a minor inconvenience. The second con is that if you do run out of battery and you want to charge this, keep it powered via USB-C, and you want to lay this flat on a surface, you can't really do that because now you're covering that USB-C port. And the last thing is something that I already mentioned, is that the physical controls on the light are a little bit hard to navigate in the very beginning. They're not very intuitive, so I hope they change that for a future version. But honestly, for the price, you can't go wrong with this tube light. It packs a bunch of features at a very low price. So that's it for this video, but here are a couple more videos on other lighting equipment that you might be interested in watching, so I'll see you there.